I have a speech prepared, I'm going to read it, but after hearing everyone else go, I figured I should give a little bit of context about who I am and why I'm here. Like Christian, my family has been on this continent since the early 1600s, not in Maryland, but in New York, the first boat. I've seen the charter. I grew up a Navy brat. My family came here in the 70s. My grandfather helped start the Black & Decker plant. A lot of people that you may be related to probably worked for him at one time. My dad went to the Naval Academy, and when he retired as commander after being in Japan, San Diego, Virginia Beach, and as a summary of all the bases that we lived on, we returned here when I was 14. And I graduated from Easton High School in 2006. I also did a year in St. Michael's so I could get all my service learning hours. Somehow they worked out a deal. So a little bit of context there. Also to draw some inspiration from Dave. One of the main reasons why I got involved was during COVID, after seeing the loss of our rights, especially when our churches were shut down. That just really rubbed me the wrong way. And now I'm here. One other thing that Dave touched on was cannabis legislation. I am also the former Easton Town Council President, if you don't know already. Dave Montgomery, who is here, he and I, and the rest of the council made it as difficult as possible for cannabis operations to set up shop here within the bounds of the law. The state law does forbid using zoning as a way to prohibit it, so it's tread with caution there. So good evening. It is an honor to be here. You know, when I served as president of the Easton Town Council, I learned very quickly that there is a massive difference between politics and leadership. Politics is about what sounds good in a headline, and leadership is about what keeps a budget balanced when the cameras are off. As some of you are aware, I've found myself in the hot seat. I've also had to look neighbors in the eye and explain why we couldn't fund a want because we had to cover a need. That's the experience I'm bringing to the county council. I'm not coming in to learn on the job at the taxpayer's expense. I've already done the work. I've managed the growth pressures. I've overseen the infrastructure, and I've ensured that our core services never fail the people who rely on them. One of those core services, the most important one, is public safety. When I talk about supporting our sheriff and first responders, I'm talking about a partnership. The county shouldn't just be a funding source, it should be a strategic partner. We need to ensure our law enforcement is well equipped and effective. That means providing the specialized resources like our drug task force and canine coordination that allow our local departments to keep illegal drugs out of our neighborhoods. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We need to make sure the wheel is turning effectively to protect our community. People often ask me about my vision for Talbot's future. It's a vision of balance. I call it towns first. We keep the houses in our towns where the infrastructure already exists, and we keep the tractors in our fields. If we want to grow our economy and provide housing for our workforce and our seniors, we shouldn't be looking at green fields. We should be looking at our existing storefronts and vacant lots. By encouraging the private sector to improve and renovate what we already have, we grow our tax base without growing our debt. This protects our rural character, and more importantly, it protects your wallet. Finally, let's talk about our schools. We all want our children to succeed, but as a fiscal conservative, I believe that success starts with accountability. Every dollar of school funding should be prioritized for the classroom. This is where the teachers are, this is where the students are, and that is where the results are made. We need to eliminate the administrative waste and the bureaucratic creep that eats up budgets without improving a single test score. I will work to ensure that our education system is focused on results and not overhead. Tonight, you're hearing from a lot of people, but I ask you to look at the record. I am a leader who has been tested. I am a leader who knows how to say no to waste, so I can say yes to public safety and fiscal health. I'm Frank Gunsallus, and I'm ready to work for you on the council. I humbly request for your vote, and I'm glad to announce that I have the approval of my wife to do this.